Is it in the interest of our country? Is it in our interest? I just enumerate them so that I give the headlines only, because you started from foreign policy. In foreign policy, indeed, we have undermined the dignity of our nation and our country, and it has inflicted heavy damages on us, and we have created a problem for our development, and we have created tension with other countries. Only one more minute, and then you can count it at the end.
Well, your time is actually over. Please make it
very
brief.
Well, the Holocaust is another issue. We have just set it forth, and then after just enduring some losses, again, then you know that in international organizations and in the Security Council, you know, they have announced that it's a crime to attack against Holocaust, and then you know what happened when I watched the footages. I couldn't believe that our president should be treated in this manner, because he is the symbol of our country. And I will later talk about quote Imam Khomeini regarding the prestige and dignity of the Iranian nation. And then they announced it as an epoch. Was it an epoch? You know, there was another resolution on Holocaust, and then the relationship between Europe and Israel had deteriorated. But after this event, again, because of Gaza, but again they supported Israel, where we have safeguarded our interest. Okay, since 10 minutes has come to an end, then I will just explain later.
Mr. Ahmedinejad, please.
Thank you very much, Mr. Mussawi. I think if all the judgments that you pass are based on what you said, you should seriously revise all this. I'm telling you as a friend, I like you as a person, and such judgments based on false data and information, it's too bad. Sailors from Britain were arrested. Well, the story, there was a hype. Mr. Blair wrote a letter in which he apologized, and he said, our policies regarding Iran will change those policies. This is a document at the Iranian Foreign Ministry. It's there. And then we divided these issues. One of the best things that the Islamic Republic has done was its attitude toward those British sailors. For 27 years, including Mr. Mussawi's era, they call us anti-human, they call us aggressors and hostage takers. This is what they told the world about us. There, in that incident, we separated the people of England from the government of England. That was the best thing that could be done. Regarding Saudi Arabia, unlike what Mr. Mussawi says, I don't know where, on what basis he's talking about this. In the OPEC meeting we attended, King Abdullah had told me earlier the previous year invited me to go there to Mecca and to attend an Islamic summit meeting. I told him that I had no chance. I was just beginning my work. It was the early days of the government, and he said, would you come to Mecca during the OPEC meeting? And I told him, if he invites me, I will go there. And the invitation was only for pilgrimage, the Hajj rituals. It was not a political visit. And it was, Mr. Mussawi should have seen the footage when we entered the place. There was a wave among Muslims, and there were speeches and excitement, and they welcomed, they favored the Iranian nation. Regarding the issue of Holocaust, it's so interesting that Mr. Mussawi in Saudi Arabia, how's the relation with Saudi Arabia? How was the relation with Saudi Arabia during Mr. Mussawi's time? I don't want to mention what happened at his time and what happened at the airport. The only thing I want to say is that our ties were severed. He performed in a way that ties with Saudi Arabia got totally severed. And I am amazed. He's worried about ties with Saudi Arabia now. We are also worried about that. Who was writing articles and using harsh criticisms? Some of our friends who are now working in Mr. Mussawi's electoral campaign committee. They never believed in such things. Regarding the occupied Palestine, Mr. Mussawi should remember his own stances in the past. Mr. Mussawi had explicitly announced that we will send military forces along to go stand alongside the Palestinian resistance group to fight against the occupiers. Mr. Mussawi announced that the Zionist regime must be wiped out. But Mr. Mussawi, we're not going to enter these details and talk about tactics. We'll go the wrong way. The general diplomacy today is the most advanced and scientific diplomacy. When the enemy has captured the main positions in the world, if we're going to go play in his field, then we will definitely face failure. That's what happened during Mr. Hashemi's government, during Mr. Fatemi's government. The same thing happened and you supported them. We acted outside of the formulation devised by the great powers, and this is what the late Imam taught us. He never accepted their formulations. Had we accepted their formulations, we could have never started a revolution. Regarding the nuclear program, you definitely know that what was adopted by the previous government in the name of removing tension, it reached a point where our nuclear installations were totally shut down. There were two contracts imposed on our people then. The additional protocol was one of them without parliament ratification, which is against the constitutional law, and the second one was the executive arrangements. In the additional protocol case, international atomic energy agencies are free to inspect any part of Iran anytime they wish to, and the goal is to check out our defense capability and give the intelligence to our enemy. And the second issue in the executive arrangements, if you call it, they said that if there is any thought, any ideas in the minds of our scientists, nuclear scientists, before taking any action, the agency, the International Atomic Energy Agency, should be informed about this. Nothing worse than this could be imposed on a nation. Based on the NPT, we can have any activities 180 days before enrichment. We should notify them in advance. The nuclear installations were shut down. All of them were sealed off. Two contracts were imposed. And within that time, for your information, Mr. Mussawi, 7 resolutions of Board of Governors were issued against us, whereas the retreat was absolute. That resolution is more important than the UN Security Council resolution. It's only political what happens in the UN Security Council. But the Board of Governors at the IAEA, the resolution issued by them is binding legally, and it binds us to do certain things. All the claims made by the International Atomic Energy Agency during this government were settled, and we have the document, the letter from the IAEA explaining that basic issues are solved, and in the midst Americans raise another claim and they are following that through, and we never gave recognition to that. In Saadabad, in Brussels, in Paris, what happened there, Mr. Mussawi? Today we are nuclear. For 3 centrifuges, if you look at the memos of the meetings, you can see we have 7,000 centrifuges working now. Mr. Bush, after all this cooperation Iran had with them in Afghanistan, announced Iran as an axis of evil. There, nothing happened to Iran's dignity. He threatened Iran with military attack. But what about now? Mr. Bush, during his last days, said that we are not after toppling the Islamic establishment. Mr. Obama also expressly said 27 years during your government, Mr. Fatemi's and Mr. Hashemi's government, America was after toppling the Islamic establishment. Today they announced that we are not after this. Officially they say this. Which foreign policy has been more successful? Which has brought humiliation for this nation? Which foreign policy preserved our independence? Which gave more concessions to outsiders without any achievements? For 15 years, Europeans said that we want to criticize Iran and on the table.